Good morning. Good morning. So today I want to share about a story about me regarding health and wellness. So about 4 years ago, I came back from a trip that I took to Dallas. And when I was in Dallas, it was a conference that I went to, and I was with a bunch of people that I knew and all. And so we went. I remember one of the last things we did before we flew back home was we went to dinner, or we got dinner. It was at a soul food restaurant. Very popular soul food restaurant in Dallas, Texas. Not a high end restaurant, but it was a soul food restaurant, if you get what I'm saying. And loaded up on all the soul food you could think of. I remember collard greens in particular, and I'm sure there was mac and cheese, and I don't know if there was fried chicken or spare ribs or something of that sort. But very soul food. Okay, high in calories, very low in nutrition, and I've gone to this conference several times, so we've gone to the same particular spot several times. But I remember this particular time because when I came home, when I flew back home, my foot was swollen, like very swollen, and I couldn't understand what was happening. And so I remember trying to figure out what was going on with my foot. I've had foot issues all of my life, and when I say that, I mean I'm flat-footed. So I've been flat-footed all my life. Sorry for the glare. Hopefully that will go away in a minute. Yeah, but it never was a problem other than I was flat-footed. So certain shoes that I wore didn't necessarily fit right, but I never had any issues in terms of pain or anything like that. So this particular time, when I came back from Dallas and my foot was swollen, I started to get a lot of pain in my one foot, in my right foot. A lot of pain. So I remember I Googled, I'm a big, I self-diagnose, and I go on Google and try and figure out what the problem is. So I go on Google, and I'm looking for homemade remedies for this foot issue that I think I have a foot issue. I even go to a, oh my God, what do they call it? A foot doctor. But there's another word for it. I can't think of the word right now, and it escapes me. But I go to the foot doctor, and they examine my foot, and I don't tell them about the food. Okay, I don't tell them about this salty lack of nutrition food that I had. I just tell them that I'm having this foot problem. I don't know what is going on. And so they examine my foot, and they say, well, you don't have any broken bones or anything like that, but you are flat-footed. And they say, okay, we're going to prescribe this medication for you. It'll help with the pain. And I was like, okay, that'll be great. So they prescribed a painkiller, And what was weird about the painkiller, I didn't have to I don't remember initially going to the pharmacy for the painkiller. They sent it to my home. Okay, that's very convenient. So they sent it to my home. I thought that was weird though. I'm not, but they sent it to my home. Okay, great. So then, I went back, I don't know. Again, this was over 4 years ago. It was before the pandemic. I went home. I had a coworker. I remember I had a coworker, and I was sharing with her about these pills that they gave me, and telling her I was going to start taking them. And she either I showed her the bottle, or she told me I needed to, really look at the ingredients and the warning signs and all of that. And so I did, and I saw that one of the warnings was you could have a stroke from these pills. Yep, you could have a stroke or heart attack. And I was just like, no, I'm not taking these pills. Like, why would I subject myself to a possible stroke or heart attack just to remove the pain from my foot? And I believe I think I'm getting the story a little mixed up, but I believe that's when I started looking into natural remedies for foot pain. And things like turmeric and ginger started to come up. And so I looked into teas, turmeric tea and ginger tea, and started taking it. And this one particular tea that I took, it was turmeric tea. It literally, I took it, I started taking it. I don't know how much I was drinking, maybe a cup a day, something like that. First of all, the first thing that I remember noticing was the swelling went down. No more swelling. The second thing was the pain. The pain went away. And I was like, okay, great. So I had a follow-up visit at my podiatrist. Is it podiatrist? Anyway, the foot doctor. And, I'm excited about this appointment because I found the cure. I found the cure all by myself. I don't need their drugs. So when he asked me about, he examined my foot again. He's like, okay, it looks better. It's not swollen anymore. How are those drugs going? And I said to him, oh, by the way, I didn't take the drugs. You didn't take the drugs? What do you mean you didn't take the drugs? I didn't take the drugs. I didn't need to take the drugs, actually, doctor. I actually, I wanted to, do something a little more holistic, and so I started taking this turmeric tea, and it worked, and it took away the pain. Do you know this doctor? And he was an older gentleman, I will say, and I did not expect this response from him at all, and that's the only reason I bring up his age. He rolled his eyes up into his head as if I had just, said something so crazy. Like, he was just like, you did what? I'm like, I've been taking this tea and it's working. And clearly he thought I was just full of it. I don't know if he thought I was lying. I don't know if he thought what, but he was just like, oh my God, we got another quack here. Like, that was his attitude. Of course he didn't say that. And I was very disappointed. I was very discouraged. I was very like, what? Like, why wouldn't you be excited for me, doctor? You're my friend, right? You want the best for me, right? So Anyway, I thought that was weird and I left there, and I haven't been back since. So fast forward, it's 2023 again. I think 4 years later, at least 4 years later from that incident. And not only did I drink the turmeric tea, but I had a coworker. One day she went, and she was a woman of a certain age. She just recently retired. She went limping. She passed my desk, okay? She passed by my desk and she's limping. And I hadn't seen her limp before. So I'm like, what's going on? What's wrong? Why are you limping? Oh, I think I have arthritis. My knee is bothering me. Well, I perk up and I'm like, I got something for you. I got something for you. Take this turmeric tea. Drink this turmeric tea. And she was like, okay. She drank it. She drank it for, I think, a week or two. She did consult with her doctor, which I recommended. Her doctor said she could take it. He said, but turmeric is a mild blood thinner, which I didn't know. That I didn't know. But he said it's a mild blood thinner. So be careful, but you can drink a cup a day, but don't go crazy. Don't be drinking like 10 cups a day or something crazy. Just no more than a cup a day. Well, she drank a cup a day, and I'm telling you, I'll say in 2 weeks. I don't think it was exactly a week, but in about 2 weeks, she was walking fine. And from that point on, until she actually retired, she was fine. And she said that tea contributed to her feeling better and her not limping, Anyway, I tell you all that to say that, this morning I just had a little reflection about the whole, I'm not even sure why I reflected on that whole situation, but I realized that I didn't have a foot problem. I didn't have a foot problem at all. I had a mouth problem. I had a mouth and a stomach problem. What I'm eating was causing the pain in my foot. The pain could have been anywhere. It could have been in my hand. It could have been in my throat. It could have been anywhere. But for me, it manifested in my foot. And it came from a toxic diet. Okay? It flared up after I had that meal. Again, that soul food, high salt, sodium, no nutritional value. I don't remember exactly what the meat was that I had. It probably, knowing me back at that time, I probably had like pork chops. I probably had pork chops. I love pork chops. Other than chicken, I probably wouldn't have had chicken because chicken is such a common thing. And at that time, I was eating chicken on a regular basis. So I probably didn't have chicken, but I probably did have me some pork chops. And again, I'm sorry for the glare. I probably had some pork chops. And so my point this morning is to tell you that whatever you're going to the doctor for, whatever is ailing you, it's probably not exactly that issue. It's a mouth issue. It's a mouth issue and a stomach issue. You're putting things in your mouth that's going in your stomach that don't belong there. And we all do it. It's called the Standard American Diet, or the acronym for it is SAD, which is SAD. It's a sad diet. And we're all, I won't say we're all, but a lot of us, the majority of us, are eating this on a regular basis. And then we're going to the doctor and we're getting drugs to fix it. And we're thinking, oh, doc, I got a problem. I can't, I got this problem. I got that problem. And they're like, oh, here, take this drug. This will help. And then we have people that are loaded up on drugs. And every time I go to the doctor, or, I have to get checked, or, from someone that's not my primary care, like, let's say for COVID, getting a what do you call it? Vaccine or whatever. I think they asked you, are you on any medication or something like that? No, not on any medication. Okay, how old are you? Oh, okay, you're not on any medication, you sure? No, I'm not on any medication. And I don't plan to be on any medication. It has become so standard in our society that when we hit a certain age, and again, I'm over 50, that, we're going to be on a medication for the rest of our life. Some form or fashion. We're either going to be on high blood pressure pills, or we're going to be on this pill or that pill for this thing or that thing. We either have high blood pressure, diabetes, pre-diabetes. I'm just trying to think of some of the things, people that I know. We have sleep apnea. We have all kinds of issues. All kinds of issues. But it's not that issue. That's how it manifests. Back issues, joint issues, arthritis, all kinds of issues. But it's really not that issue. It's our mouth issue. Our mouth issue. We are not eating what we were designed to eat as we were put here on this earth. We were designed to eat fruits and vegetables, quite frankly. And I know nobody wants to hear that, because we want our food, we want our meat, and we want our dairy, and we want this and we want that. And I want it too. I love me some chicken. I'm a chicken eater. I have been all my life. All my life. I ate chicken. We had chicken for, all my life. So this is a new experience. Right now I have a smoothie in my bag, taking to work. For lunch, I'm going to get me a salad. And for dinner, I'm going to have probably a salad. And I made some beans last night. First time in my life, at over 50, first time in my life I ever made homemade beans. And they came out pretty good, with the exception I manipulated them a little too much, and they were a little mushy. So I didn't put enough water in the pot from the beginning. Had I put enough water in and just let them cook, but I kept stirring the pot. I kept stirring the pot. I kept checking them. I kept tasting them, and seeing. They were very good. When I seasoned them really good. They were really good, and I just kept nibbling on them. And I thought, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have all kinds of gas. I didn't have any gas. That was great. But anyway, so I'm sure I'm gonna have that for dinner. I'm gonna have the beans and probably a small salad. But anyway, that's it for today. But just check out whatever you are ailing, whatever's ailing you, you know what I mean? Whatever's hurting you, like, what is your diet? What does your diet look like? And I'm not saying everybody has to eat fruits and vegetables, but all the junk that we're eating, all the processed foods, all the junk, it needs to go so we can live an optimum life. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below, and have a great day. God bless.